The egg, loaded with protein, 13 essential vitamins, antioxidants, and unsaturated fats. The U.S. produces around 75 billion eggs a year. That's about 10% of the world's total supply. And whether you know it or not, North Carolina is a big player in the egg industry. Modern, automated, and one of the largest in the country. All terms used to describe a new egg production facility in eastern North Carolina. Roseacre, when running at full capacity in the near future, will house 4 million egg-laying chickens, with each hen laying approximately 250 to 300 eggs a year. 4 million birds, up to 300 eggs a year. Now that's a lot of eggs.
Roseacre started in southern Indiana near Seymour. It dates back in the early to mid 30s, and the Roseacre name and the growth of the company came a lot through Dave Rust, and I think Roseacre is now at 21 million birds throughout the United States and operates in the Midwest primarily. There's a complex here in North Carolina. And the first eggs started being packaged and sent out approximately 3 years ago. And from there we gradually increased in our size because this being a 4 million layer facility, we started off with 2 and 3 houses, and it just has grown accordingly. So we've been in production now for a good 3 years.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? In the case of Roseacre, it's the chicken. The facility raises its own layers on its own farm.
There's 3 houses that hold approximately 250,000 birds per house, or 750,000 birds total. These pullets are brought in as baby chicks 1 to 2 days of age from southern Indiana, and from here they stay approximately 16, 17 weeks of age till they're old enough to be transferred to the layer houses.
Each of the 3 houses is environmentally controlled. Supplemental heat is provided to keep the smaller chicks warm. Waste disposal is also an environmental issue.
Waste control is handled at this facility with belts, and the belts are carried underneath the baby chicks into a back larger belt that transfers all of the waste out to a large building here on the end, and from there it can be composted and used, incorporated with the layer manure and incorporated out on the fields for a local farmer.
Once it's complete, the facility will have 7 laying houses on each side of the processing building. The houses are environmentally sealed. The facilities are monitored 24 hours a day with video cameras that are tied into the computer system. The brain of each house is a computer that monitors temperature, water consumption, and the number of eggs produced. Each of the computers can be controlled from a central point or from any other laying house. Once the eggs are laid, a conveyor belt transports them to the centrally located processing house. The processing facility can handle up to 1,000 cases an hour, with each case containing 30 dozen eggs. The eggs are never touched by human hands. To get things rolling, mechanical fingers arrange the eggs. That's so that they end up in the cartons correctly. Then they move on to the washer.
This machine has different brushes, kind of like round brushes that are going around in a circle, and a high temperature water that's washing the eggs as it's scrubbing, and then there's an egg wash as well as a disinfectant that is done at the very end of the washing process before the eggs are dry.
Next, it's on to the dirt detector to see if any foreign material remains from the washing.
But it's basically looks like a strobe light blinking in and out. It's just several cameras taking pictures of different angles of each egg as it passes by simultaneously, and is able to detect if there's any foreign material still on that egg. And if it detects it, it sends it back to be rewashed.
From the dirt detector, the eggs travel to the crack detector. Then it's on to a scale to be weighed and transferred to individual lanes where they end up in shipping cartons. Eggs are required to be maintained at a temperature under 45 degrees. So after they're crated and boxed, it's on to the big cooler to await shipping.
and so the cooler is always kept at that temperature under 45. We will normally ship out between 7 and 9 truckloads of eggs on average every day. And just as many truckloads of eggs as are going out, there's just that many truckloads of materials coming in for the next day.
As you might expect, Rose Acre is having a positive local impact.
It's been a wonderful economic impact to the community, to the county and surrounding areas. The people that are employed here, out of the 125 people that are employed, everyone with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 are all from the local area. In an environment where jobs are hard to find and people are losing jobs daily, this place has continued to hire and provides a very good way of life for a lot of people in our community. And it's very nice. It is an agricultural job too.
Located in the middle of corn, soybean, and cotton fields in eastern North Carolina, Rose Acre is a boost to the local economy and a tasty lift to recipes galore. And of course, breakfast.